Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the new treasure map Koala that will be arriving on the global side of the game on September 18th, going through to September 22nd, and taking a look at my teams and the way that I like to run this treasure map, as well as giving you guys a breakdown, some alternative characters that are going to be really good for each stage, and how to get through them. Now, if you guys don't know how I like to build my treasure map teams, I do like to bring at least one character in each team to help wave clear stage 3 and stage 4. I do like to bring Buggy for like the easiest fight, as well as bringing like a Kaido friend captain for one of them. That way you can just like mindlessly tap. It's not the fastest, but like it'll definitely help you guys out when it comes to sort of speed farming. Now, my internet is still absolutely fried, so I do apologize if things like pause in this video. It's just, look, I'm sort of just doing the best with what I can when it comes to like making these videos for you guys. So if you are enjoying them, make sure to go down there and smash the like button if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button as well. But guys, let's take a look at what the Koala actually does. She is a dex unit. She is a free spirit and a fighter character. Her special ability makes you immune to attack down for 3 turns, as well as the decreased chain multiplier growth, which isn't that annoying because you can just use the chain lock to get around that. She heals 6,000 HP for 3 turns, and then she also boosts the attack of dex, free spirit, and fighter characters by 1.75. And if you she gives you the clock buff, so then on the next turn you get the attack boost for doubling their attack, which is actually pretty good. So she's a pretty good free-to-play character. She does work with the Luffy and the Law, but like they're both attack boosters anyway, so you're not really using them for that situation. She doesn't unfortunately work with Kid, but it is what it is. She does have Hunger too, so I would look at Limit Break expanding her. If you do have the treasure map materials, if you do have the keys available. Her captain ability boosts free spirit characters by 3.75, which is pretty solid, as well as reducing paralysis by 2 turns. As a captain, it's pretty good. Honestly, for a free-to-play character, nothing to complain about. Free spirits are really nice, and she's a great free-to-play option for those teams. She does have a sailor ability for free spirit characters base stats by 50, as well as carrying over the dex slot if you hit a perfect strike. So that's a really good sailor ability, especially for a free-to-play unit. Make sure to farm her up. She's just got stats as her support, but that's basically it when it comes to talking about the Koala. As you guys know, like you will get bounty from treasure map. For people that keep asking about bounty, like treasure map's a great way to get bounty, Kazuna's a great way to get bounty. It's basically any new content that comes out. So please stop asking. You get bounty from doing new content. When there's new content, just complete it. Your bounty will go up. You cannot complete the Chopper Man mission straight away. It's something you do over time. There will be a bunch of rewards as always. Obviously, there's the promotion stuff. And then we have the boosted unit. So if you guys did some summons on the Onigashima trio, I know a lot of people did, and you did pick up these girls, and if you didn't, I would highly recommend just doing the 2 multis. They're great units, and they give you a lot of points in this treasure map. A lot of people have them, so it's up to you if you want to pick them up. We do have the Onigashima trio as our 1.4 times boosters, and Bonnie as well, which is pretty cool, as well as the free-to-play Shiryu, the last month's treasure map character. We have a bunch of 1.35 boosters here. A lot of driven characters, a lot of a lot of the batch units. Unfortunately, Koala isn't actually like featured on any of these. So like, if you do like get the Koala, she's like a 1.25 times booster. So it's kind of like it is what it is. But you can definitely slap her on a team, just like build up your mastery points if you need to. And then there's a bunch of 1.2 times boosters as well as some of these characters down here. So we're starting to move to the Japan like style of treasure map. Japan just got a really good update when it comes to the treasure map like map and the way that you move around with your mini bosses. But this is basically the structure when it comes to their boosters. They don't have like 2 times boosters on Japan or 2.2s. It's all like 1.6 to 1.8. But let's take a quick look at my teams. And let's take a look at the first mini-boss. So the first mini-boss is against Karasu. Now, for all these teams, I would highly recommend bringing the anniversary ship. It is boosted from the 18th to the 22nd, I'm pretty sure. So when treasure map's on, the ship is actually boosted. And it gives you 5 turns of cooldowns at the start of your fight, which is really handy. And it's going to make speed farming these very easy. So against Karasu, the boosted units, or the recommended units, I should say, is Shinobu, Luffy, the free-to-play Luffy, as well as the dual units, Law and Chopper, who got their super switch. The Law and Chopper is really good for this fight. They were free for like a login, so make sure to level them up. Basically, you just get around unfavorable slots. There is obviously your captain's despaired, and 5 turns of teammate paralysis. So, alright, so the team that I like to use when it comes to the first mini-boss is actually Double Buggy. So, as mentioned, the recommended character is Law and Chopper. So, basically, as long as you have Law and Chopper, you will be good. I'm using the Rayleigh support on Luffy just to get around 2 turns of paralysis. But with the special of Law and Chopper, you can not only get around 3 turns of Despair and Paralysis, but with their super switch, you can get around 3 more turns. The idea of me bringing Rayleigh so I don't have to worry about switching, and what you can actually do here is, because we are using Buggy to dupe our drops, we can then use Kid to just do the end of turn damage, clear out the 4 wave turns, and then once we get to the end, just spam the double Big Mom special and your hunky dory, and you're pretty much good to go. You can also use something like Treasure Map Animal. Treasure Map Animal is a really, really good option here. As well. He's normally boosted, but he's not, so I'm just going to use Big Mom because it's more damage. And then that way, you're just pretty much really good to go. The mini-boss stages, they don't really do, like, too much in terms of your point gain. So that's why I always like to try and speed through it and just try and dupe drops if I can with Buggy. Moving on to the second fight now, though, we come up against Belo Betty. Now, against Belo Betty, the recommended characters are the Kazuna Katakuri, the free-to-play Rogue from Pirate Rumble, as well as the free-to-play Chopper and Usopp. On stage 5, she gives you a full board of block orbs, defense down, immunity on herself, as well as putting up 3 turns of threshold. So this is why your Rogue's so good. Your Rogue can actually remove 3 turns of threshold, which is awesome. And that's a big reason why you want to actually bring him. He's also an attack booster, a rainbow attack booster, which is really, really cool. I'm not actually bringing the Usopp and Chopper on this team. They're just here to rotate block orbs, really. No, they're just here for their delay conditional. But, like, you really don't need it. It's not that drastic. You can definitely bring them. Like, if you're looking for a free-to-play option, they're quite good. They're an attack and an orb booster, I'm pretty sure, as well. But with the Katakuri, you can actually get around the block orbs. He's going to rotate those block orbs into matching, and then he's also going to be a chain locker for the team as well, which is really, really cool. For the rest of the team, basically, I've just built it around driven powerhouse-centric units. You can easily use something like Magellan as your captain. You can easily use something as Blackbeard as your captain. For me, I'm going to use Moria. Moria's a 1.35 times booster, which is really, really cool. He's a great driven powerhouse captain. You also have, like, Versa Kainu and, as well. You could also use him. And then I've just got the free-to-play Charlotte Linlin and Kaido. They are an orb booster for Dex and, what's it called? Dex, Strength, and Quick. So there's an option there. And then I've just got Shinobu here. Shinobu's just great because she has that wave clear mechanic. Don't judge me, I still need to finish Shinobu. You can use her on the turn like that other, the first stage though. She does paralysis removal, but like I said, with the Rayleigh on like the free-to-play Luffy, you're pretty much good to go with that one there. What does the Luffy actually even do? I haven't even looked at what this Luffy does, this free-to-play Luffy. He does Blind and Despair removal as well, so like, you're pretty much good to go there. I think he's an attack booster as well. No, he boosts slot effects. So you got an orb booster there too, like if you really need it, but like, you don't really need it. Shinobu's great though, because like she will do end of turn damage for 3 turns and she cuts your HP. And then if you're above 41% or more, she just gets her special back, so like, it's pretty awesome. She's actually a really good unit, and she's an attack booster too, which is great. But we have Rogue for that attack boost there, so we can just use her to just spam specials. I'd recommend using her on stage 2 though, so then you just like kill the first 2 stages, and then you're pretty much good to go. If you want to, you can slap on some more quick units to kill quicker. But look, this team's not going to have any issues moving forward. Mori is going to be like a massive color affinity booster, a massive orb booster. And you're pretty much going to be fine. Plus, you do have the ship too. Remember, you're getting 5 turns of cooldown from the ship. Make sure you are using this ship for all of your teams. It's going to work really, really nicely. Moving on to the Morley stage now. It's very Revolutionary Army themed, obviously. The recommended character is the free-to-play Shiryu from the previous treasure map. This Morley stage does a lot. It's really, really annoying, but lucky for us, Shiryu pretty much gets around all of it. 3 turns of remove sound effects, 5 turns of attack down, tap timing becomes harder, 3 turns of burn, delay immunity, and for 5 turns, you have to hit 2 perfects to break through the barrier. So he does a lot, but the beautiful thing is Shiryu just basically gets around all of it. He can remove the attack down. He can also remove paralysis by 4 turns, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, he only does 4 turns. And there's 5 turns of an attack down. We might have to sort of have another look at that. Hang on, what do you do? Okay, well, I've got the Basil Hawkins on this particular team. Basil Hawkins can also remove attack down. I just literally slapped him here because he's an int slasher. Because I'm using Law as my captain. Now, obviously, you don't need to use Law. You can easily use this Shiryu as captain. He's actually a pretty decent captain. 3.75 to slashes and driven, and then build the team around slashes. I'm using this Bone Kichi Brook. Because you get the ship cooldown as well as the cooldowns from being boosted, you actually get 12 turns of cooldown, which is exactly what Brook needs. And he does the same thing as Shinobu, where he does end of turn damage for 3 turns. So pretty nice. And then I've also got the treasure map Zora to just wave clear. So you can use Zora to like wave clear at stage 1. Then you can use the Brook and just tap, tap, tap. And then you can use Zora for more damage on the final stage, which is really, really cool. Law's going to do a lot of damage as well with his special. being a 1.75 times attack boost, as well as the extra damage. So it'll work really nicely. Like I said, if you just bring a Shiryu as your captain, if you don't have Law, just bring a friend Law. Like, you are going to be absolutely fine here. 2 Shiryus as well will get around the attack down, but if you have this Basil Hawkins, you can easily bring him as well. Other characters that you guys can bring to get around this nasty effect, though, if we go to our search feature, other characters you can easily use something like this Arena Kawamatsu. He's another great option. He's a slasher as well. He's going to slide in very, very nicely. He can remove paralysis and attack down by 3 turns. You've also got this Arena Frankie, which is another good option. He does 4 turns of despair and attack down. And then obviously you've got this, what's her name? The free-to-play Robin as well. She's another really good option. She's cerebral too, so she can go on the Law team. But if you're looking for driven or slash options, the Kawamatsu is probably going to be your best thing, as well as the Alvaro Pizarro. You've also got the Zoro from the new batch as well. He's a 5 turns of attack down as well. So there's that if you don't want to bring the treasure map Zoro. So this team's going to like clap. I don't see it having any issues whatsoever. Moving on to Ivankov now. So against Ivankov, he is a Psy unit, I'm pretty sure. The recommended characters are Kid and the 2 free-to-play Bardo Cavendish units. Now, obviously, I don't have Kid, which it's not the end of the world, to be honest. It's Kid, whatever. I might go back into it. I might go back in for him after a Sabo. It just kind of depends on how that summoning luck goes. You get 2 turns of special reverse here, which will go down to 1, I'm assuming, like once the preemptive's done. You get 4 turns of set the chain multiplier at 1.1, and then you get the chain growth at 0.1. 6 turns of bind on your top and middle row, and then there's full immunity. So for this particular team, I'm actually using Blackbeard as my captain, and I've centered it around driven and powerhouse units. So with Kid, obviously Kid being a driven captain, he works nicely. I'm going to try and find as many Kid friend captains as I can, because what Kid can do is Kid can spam his special, and then you can drop your HP, which actually works really, really nicely. Like, really, really nicely. Plus, then at Blackbeard gets cooldowns as well. So you can actually, like, get your Blackbeard special up as well. Otherwise, what you can do here is you can just bring, like, a friend Kaido, and then just single tap and just let them do all the damage. But with this team, I'm actually just going to be looking at utilizing a Kid captain and just spamming the Kid specials. If I want to, like, if I need to as well, like, just to make it quicker, I want to see, like, how the Kid specials go. Because of Jinbei on this team, Jinbei's going to get, like, give the what's it called? He's going to, like, end up coming back with, your HP as well. So you can actually save a Kid special there if you want to, and then get the double at the end. And you can also use something like Treasure Map Enel on this team as well. But basically, as long as you have, the Bardo and the Cavendish, you can get around the, decreased chain multiplier, as well as the chain locking business with this guy right here. So they do the 4 turns there. What's his name? Cavendish is also going to roll your specials forward as well, which is really, really cool. Oh, you have to consume a whole bunch of recovery orbs for that to work. No, I think you still get the cooldown. I think it's just like you don't get the... You might not get the cooldowns. You may or may not get the cooldowns. I'm not 100% sure. But to get around the bind, we are using Jinbei. So Jinbei's great because he can get around the bind. He's also another threshold remover if you need him for the other stage, but obviously your rogue's free to play, so get your rogue. Zoro's just here as a spot filler. And you can easily just like bring anyone that you like for bind. So if we quickly slide over here to our searching feature again, we click on bind. There's a whole bunch of characters here that can actually remove bind. You have the Ichiban Kujinami. You can even put Shinobu on this team. She can get around the bind for you. You've got the Big Mom and Kaido unit. You can easily put them on there free to play as well, which is really, really nice. You have Legend Magellan. You have the free to play Luffy and Ace character. You have Treasure Mapper Robbie. Like, you have so many options when it comes to bind removers. Like, it's so good. And if there is an issue with that cooldown, you can easily put this Orobi on with the Mr. Zero support and get around it that way. You could easily use the Luffy and Ace and then use the Mistum support if you have that as well. So there's some options there for you guys. Shouldn't be an issue whatsoever there, but I'll have to wait and see how that works. I'm pretty sure this Cavendish gives the cooldowns. Doubles attack one and then I don't know if he does actually now. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, I don't really use this Cavendish. Like, he's a free-to-play unit, but, like, he's good, but, like, I don't really use him. So, let me know in the comment section below if that is the case. Otherwise, we can always look at, like, slapping a support on for Jinbei here and seeing if we can get, like, some sort of cooldown for him. But nevertheless, like, it's not the end of the world anyway. Moving on to the boss now against Koala. So against Koala, the recommended characters are the 3 waifus, as well as Luffy. So Luffy is the recommended character for the boss, where Law is the recommended character for the intrusion. On stage 4, you get 30% damage. So you take 30% of your damage. All your slots get turned to empty, and there's 5 turns of damage reduction. So this is where Reiju's really, really good. So Reiju can heal back, as well as get around the damage reduction. She does 5 turns of it, which is really, really cool. There's 5 turns of special bind on your top row, 5 turns of attack down, as well as 5 turns of recovery bind. So we do need to get around all of that. Now that I'm actually looking at this, I don't think there's any of these characters that actually do special bind and attack down. So I think what I need to do here, I do have Bonnie on this particular team to get around special bind, but I didn't actually notice that there was an attack down issue, which is pretty weird because like none of these characters actually do attack down and special bind. Obviously Zoro does, so I'm actually just going to slide on over and just slot Zoro on here. This Zoro is actually amazing, and then I'm just gonna have to like replace this Zoro on this team. I guess we can just put we're just gonna slide Enel here just because he makes life so much quicker. Apologies for the freezing. Alright, we back. Beautiful. Sorry about that. So yeah, so this Zoro is really good because he can get around the special bind and the attack down. If you have like Legend Bonnie's a great option if you are missing this Luffy. I have to like look at maybe just putting like Bonnie here, hey. Yeah, I think I might do this. I might just put Bonnie there. I'll have to like re-look at this particular team now. Now that that's been brought to my attention, I just assumed that there would be like these characters would get around all those nasty defects. But yeah, there's actually no way of getting around the special bind and the attack down. I guess Bonnie gets around the special bind, but like to get around that attack down, it's a little bit annoying. If we take a look at some of the other characters that are boosted to get around attack down and whatnot, though, to see what other options you guys have. You do have a bunch of selections here. You obviously have Alvaro Bizarro. He's an option. You have Kawamatsu's another option. Does 3 turns. You've got the free-to-play Jinbei. He's a fighter unit, so he can slide on, but he only does 3 turns of attack down. So it's a little bit tricky for that one to get around the attack down and whatnot. You could easily use the Frankie support, though. So this guy's support on... I'm pretty sure he goes on Luffy, doesn't he? Oh, no, he goes on Zoro, Usopp, and Nico Robin. Never mind. Bit of a yikes. So to get around the attack down, it's a bit of a how you going. The Zoro is pretty much like the way to go when it comes to that. As well as the special bind. The special bind is going to be a bit of an issue too. But like I said, if you've got Bonnie, you could probably use Bonnie as your captain. But the special bind is on your captains, right? Yeah, special bind's on your captain, so you kind of want to bring Bonnie as a sailor, if that's the case. You can easily use like Magellan as your captain for this particular fight as well. But you may have to look at replacing something like Shirahoshi. You might have to look at replacing something like Reiju. But obviously when it comes to this final boss fight, you want to try and include as many characters as possible when it comes to taking it down. So finding a replacement for Zoro is going to be a little bit tricky. You might have to sort of bring an attack down remover as well as bringing a special bind remover. Unless you got lucky and you summon Zoro, because Zoro's freaking amazing, man. But that's going to be my team. That's like a really, really good boosted team. We will test and see how big that attack down actually is, and we'll have to go from there. Moving on to the final team of the video now, we do come up against Sabo. Now, Sabo is the intrusion from the Revolutionary Army, obviously. So against Sabo, the recommended characters are Law and the 3 waifus once again. They're preemptive, you get 10 turns of special charge, and for 3 turns, you get a 2 times orb boost, which is actually pretty good. Imagine that will carry over to the end of the fight as well. But there is another cheeky way of getting around that. So on stage 2, you get block orbs and 5 turns of defense up. Again, this is where Rage is really, really good. You can not only get around the defense up, but she rotates block orbs. Really, really nice. And then on the final stage, you get 5 turns of bind, 5 turns of despair, and you can only use 2 specials. So this is where Rebecca's really, really good. So Rebecca's great because she can get around the bind and the despair. And she is going to extend attack boosts if you have them. Shirahoshi's basically just here literally just because. She can extend the type effects, but like she's honestly like just here because she has color affinity. Like that's it. But then with the Reiju is really, really good because she's going to extend that orb boost. So you're actually going to get that carried into the final stage as well. Because you can only use 1 special at the end, or 2 specials at the end, you're really only looking at using Rebecca's special and then using the Law special. So Law's going to do so much damage. I got the Sengoku support just there for like extra damage for those later stages. Shiryu is completely replaceable with anyone. I literally just put him here because he's a 1.4 times booster. He is going to be absolutely fine, and this particular team is going to have no issues whatsoever. If you are missing this Reiju, however, it is going to be a little bit tricky, mainly because you're going to need a block orb remover, as well as someone that can remove defense up. So if you guys don't actually have that, let's have a quick look over here. You're going to want to bring someone that can remove block orbs, and you're going to want to bring someone that can remove defense up. Besides Reiju, there aren't any other boosted characters, so you're probably going to have to look at bringing 2 characters. I guess you could probably bring like a support for that. So there is that option for you guys as well. But these last 2 stages, if you guys don't have these boosted units, you're going to be in for a little bit of a tricky situation. Alright, so as I was saying, it's going to be a little bit tricky for some players on the final fight. Namely, if you're missing Zoro for this particular fight here, and it's namely if you're missing Reiju. Reiju is for like 2 multis, 80 gems on the kid banner. I would probably pick her up, especially for like if you are looking to sort of get some good rewards from this treasure map. As for Zoro on this particular fight, he's a bit of a tricky one to replace. You may have to look at sort of changing up the team a little bit if then not use those recommended characters, which kind of sucks because like they are very, very good. I guess you could always bring someone that can remove attack down as your captain as well. But it is going to be a little bit of slim pickings for you guys there. But that's going to wrap up my treasure map prep video for you guys. And looking at the teams that I'll be using against treasure map. I hope you guys enjoyed this one nonetheless. And if you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later!